Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on media, focusing on the reception analysis model. The reception analysis model assumes the presence of an active audience. That is, that people have agency to interpret the messages that they see in the media in a number of different ways. In their research, Moley suggested that individuals will react to the media in one of three different ways, and that this was based upon their own personal experiences, views and knowledge that informs not only how they react to the media, but also how they draw conclusions based upon what they have been presented with. The three different ways in which individuals interpreted the media in Moley's research were the preferred reading, the oppositional reading and negotiated reading. The majority of those in Moley's experiment displayed agreement with the preferred reading. That is, they conformed to the majority of those interpreting the message and formed a consensus view of the messages that were being presented. A minority expressed what Moley termed oppositional reading, a conflicting view with the majority, one that was openly critical of the message that was being interpreted by the majority of the audience. A third group displayed negotiated reading. This is where individuals make a balanced and informed decision about what they have seen or heard and interpret this in a way that aligns with their own worldview, whether that is critical of the message or in support of it. It was more considered than the other two readings. How does the reception analysis model work? Well, a media source will transmit a message and individuals will interpret this in one of three ways. For the majority, they will conform to the preferred reading, judging the message presented on face value and agreeing with the dominant view of the majority. This can be seen in practice in tabloid newspapers where individuals consume media sources with little critical analysis. Alternatively, there is oppositional reading. This is where individuals challenge the message that is being presented and can be seen in practice through comments received on websites and letters sent to editors questioning the content presented. Finally, some individuals will weigh up the information they have been presented, viewing it critically and adopting a position that is negotiated reading. The difference between this and the other forms of reading is that individuals may agree with elements of the media source, whilst rejecting others, giving a more balanced and critical reading of the media that has been presented. A contemporary example of this is the way in which individuals reacted to messages transmitted during the COVID-19 pandemic. Whilst the majority interpreted the messages presented by the media and formed a consensus view of agreement with the dangers of COVID-19, others, such as anti-vaxxers, adopted oppositional readings of the messages that were sent through the media and were critical of the information that was presented, and this was reflected in their actions. Others, those who preferred a negotiated reading, agreed with elements of the messages put forwards, such as taking precautions and being vaccinated, yet still displayed critical attitudes towards messages that suggested the government handling of the pandemic was adequate. Applying the reception analysis model to the reporting of COVID-19 illustrates how individuals will interpret messages based upon their own experience and views. A positive evaluation of the reception analysis model is that it promotes a polysemic view of the media. That is, that the same message can have different meanings for individuals based upon their own understanding of society. This makes it more relevant as it reflects the diversity of opinion in postmodern society and helps to explain how many in wider society have rejected the old meta-narratives that dictated much of what people thought. However, Moley's research does have some methodological issues, a common complaint into media research. As Moley's participants viewed media sources outside of a natural environment, other influences might have impacted on the outcomes of their research. Being in an artificial environment meant the study lacked ecological validity. A final evaluation of the reception analysis model is that it explains how individuals can be typified by the media that they consume. For example, it's often argued that those who read tabloids such as the Daily Mail have conservative ideologies that are reinforced through the reading of that form of media. Although there is a question of whether those with conservative ideologies chose those media to reaffirm their views, or whether their ideology has been shaped by the media that they had habitually consumed over time. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on media, focusing on the reception analysis model. Thanks for watching.